Good morning. Just wanted to do a quick recap here and thank you all for taking time to watch the video. I really appreciate that. So I wanted to talk about the tournament I had on Saturday up at Lake of the Ozarks for the BFL. Um, it's a cold tournament. We got up there Friday and it was raining about 43 degrees, windy, overcast, and that weather stayed with us all the way until about 4 a.m. Saturday morning. So got down to the launch and met up with my boater, Pete. Congratulations, by the way, on finishing 17th. Great job, way to cash the check. Had 14 pounds, so he definitely knew where the fish were and did a really good job of finding the bite and staying with it. He's a guide on Table Rock, so if anybody's interested on doing some bass fishing up there, I know a guy, so let me know. I got his information. I can talk with you in a private message about that. So we launched out. We were boat 174 in the final flight. I think there were 5 flights. So we finally got out of the marina at about 7:30 maybe. By the way, that marina is not designed for 210 boats. But we went out and hooked it to the left. Forgive me if I don't know a lot of the areas that we were at. I know we ran up towards the river and up the river. Ha Ha Tonka State Park was down by where we were at. So for you people that know the area, we were in between there and the Osage Beach area. But the fish were on. They were definitely biting. I had my most successful tournament. I caught a total of 7 fish. Well, I had 10 bites. Lost one before I ever saw it. Wasn't a keeper. I had 2 fish that were less than 12 inches that I caught and shook off at the boat. And then I caught 7 that were just shy of the 15-inch minimum. So I didn't get away any fish, didn't place, didn't get any points, so kind of bummed out about that. But all my fish came on crankbait and spinnerbait. My best pattern of the day was a storm wigglewort. I lost it or I'd show it to you. It was really bright red and yellow color. The key for us was really finding the right color of water. Kind of a greenish, off greenish color. If you got too far up the river, it got really stained and visibility was down 2 inches. So we wanted to stay in that water that was, kind of greenish and gave us about a foot and a half of visibility. Temps on the water were still pretty cold. It was about 48 on average, I would say, but we saw temps all the way down to like 44, I think. In the morning started off cold, cloudy, and then the clouds burned off at about 10 and the sun came out. And did really well all throughout the day. I mean, I think total my boater caught 8 fish, I think total, and then had the 5 keepers for his limit, and I caught a total of 9, but with no keepers. So we were definitely into the fish. Besides my wigglewort pattern, he was catching them on a rock crawler. I think it was a DK50, and kind of in a craw pattern. Actually, a really cool pattern. I'm gonna have to look it up to find out what the color of it was, but I'd never seen it before. And then I picked up a fish, a little short fish on the end of a dock with a 1/2 ounce chartreuse and blue single bladed Colorado blade spinnerbait. And it was about that time my boater decided to bust out the Alabama rig. He had not fished it all day long, and the last hour of the tournament he decided to pick it up when I was catching them on spinnerbaits, and he went to wrecking them. I netted a 5-pounder for him early in the day. It was like his 2nd or 3rd fish, and then he really didn't get anything to speak of for quite a while. But once he busted that Alabama rig out, he definitely got into the fish. We left a school that was biting in order to get back on time, but he caught a spot that, and I don't know how much that individual fish weighed, but that spot had to go 3.5 pounds or so. It was like 18 inches long, big fat belly, one of the biggest spots I've seen. But yeah, Other than that, it was a great tournament. I learned a lot. Pete's great on the boat. You know, he maneuvers well, drives really well, knows his electronics well. Gave me plenty of water to fish. I couldn't find any of the bigger fish. So he has a vacuum though, so fishing behind him is pretty hard. But he gave me plenty of space to work with, and overall was a really great guy. So I dropped in points down to like 129th, I think, in that division. So a little bummed about that. But we got Table Rock coming up middle of next month, I think. So maybe I'll be able to redeem myself up there. We'll see. And in the meantime, I am getting ready for the next tournament, which is Saturday down on the Arkansas River down Muskogee, Oklahoma. There is talk that that one might get canceled. We have got a lot of rain out here in the last 10 days. Grand Lake there's a lot of debris, a lot of mud, so the talk right now is that the river's in pretty rough shape. So let's see how that goes, but in the meantime, you got to prep tackle, you got to be ready. So, you know, chatterbait is going to be a big player. Little square bill 1.0 is probably going to be a big player. That's kind of the direction that I'm going. Thinking we're probably going to have quite a bit of current, so weights are probably going to need to be a little bit heavier as far as, you know, jigs or anything like that, just to battle that current. But I'll figure out all of that this week. But thanks again for tuning in. You know, give me a like and subscribe. More content will be coming as I get more used to and accustomed to this filming thing. I still feel weird talking to a camera. But that's the world at JLB Bassin. So keep fishing.